Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, the reason why I'm sitting there doing a part two of this is because yesterday I was with my guy, DC Soap Sanctuary. I want to see if I'm actually going live on here. Let me know in the chat if I'm good to go. 'Cause I've only used StreamYard like a handful of times, and usually I can see what's going on in the chat. So let me just double check something. If I'm not, then I'm probably just gonna get off and just use regular YouTube. But let me see something. Okay, good. Okay, good, Black Man. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. Oh wow. Yeah, I do not need to sit there and hear my own voice. Thank you for joining, Black Man. How was your day so far? Let me know if the audio and everything like that is good. It should be good. It was good yesterday, but I don't know. Always like to sit there and double check. Karen is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. Spider Quake is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Spider Quake, I already know which team you're on. I'm doing good, Black Man. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good tonight. I didn't get a chance to, well, I didn't get a chance to do Y&R as far as my reviews or B&B, but I did watch them though. So, I'm down to sit there and talk about whatever tonight. All right. Sounds good, Spider Quake. Exactly, Spider. That's what I already knew, but I like to sit there and check anyway. But yeah. So Crystal Williams is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. I appreciate everyone that came on yesterday, even though it was just me and DC, and we just kind of chopping it up, whatever. But you know how I am. Whenever it's just me, I always love to sit there and give each and every person my undivided attention. Because it's always fun to sit there and do these lives and actually talk with people and stuff, and not just a regular video where it's like I'm reading comments at like an hour or the next day or whatever. It's like I like to sit there and chat directly with people that's watching my videos. So. But today, except for Days was the only soap opera that was just absolute trash today. It was so bad. It wasn't even one of those things where it's like, man, maybe I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I was like, no, this episode was bad. Thank you, Blackmon. Thank you. Kenya was good. How you doing tonight? Thank you, Blackmon. I appreciate that. It's always weird to sit there and it's weird. Shauna, how you doing tonight? Jay Blue is Team Carly. Shauna, what team are you? You Carly or Nina? Thank you, Blackmon. It's very, I guess it's a little weird because whenever I go on live, I'm just used to talking to everyone here. But whenever I go live with somebody else, it's like in some ways, I feel like I'm neglecting the chat, and I don't like doing that. But it's very difficult to sit there and talk and then try to go to the chat and try to go to like DC. Karen is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Karen says, I really don't like Nina or Carly, but I dislike Nina more. So I guess I'm Team Carly by default, apparently. Yes. Monique is in the chat. Kenya, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Kenya. Doing good. Kenya, what do you watch? You watch GH or do you watch Days? Tracy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Mel, one of my favorites, is in the chat. How's it going? Makai, how you doing tonight? Lakeisha. I hope I actually said your name right. How you doing tonight, Lakeisha? I'm very bad with names. Well, let's be honest. Everyone in this chat knows I'm very bad with names. So, Hell, DC helped me get the name right for Dolomatrix. I mean, Dolometrics. But I still like the nickname Dolly, so I hope he's cool with that. Um, I'm doing good, Mel. Doing good. What did you do? Mel? What did you do the days today? What did you do the days of our lives today? Kenya says can't stand Nina or Carly. Team Switzerland G primarily, but will catch BNB sometimes and why not? Okay. Kenya, they got Dark Bill going on. Oh God. Hold on. Not what I want to do. Keisha said almost a weekend. Yes, you said it right. You can just call Keisha or Mrs. Skinner. Okay. I call you Mrs. Skinner. I like that name. I hope you're cool with it. Shauna says, do you think Heather Weber's parents and Ryan? Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say like specifically yes, but I feel like that's a really good chance. Jana's in the chat, and Jana says Nina. Nikisha's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Makai says I'm team neither. Interesting. Oof, God, I spilled something on my keyboard, so that's fun to deal with. Um, Mel says I can't believe that Audrey kissed Noah, that he rejected her and goes to Tucker. Yeah, I mean, Mel, hmm, he does have a girlfriend. I mean, I know that she seems more like a plot device when I think about her. Dolly's in the chat. Um, Dolomatrix. No, Dolometrics. I'm gonna call you Dolly if you're still cool with that. Monique says I watched an episode clips of Jason. When Sam got shot. Yeah. Then she went all scorch earth with Jason. Kenya says G.H. Nicholas is man. I don't feel sorry for him, but damn, everything is going to blow up in his face. Yeah. Yeah, Shauna, he did kiss her back, and I was like, bro, seriously? Mr. Skinner says Nina is highly annoying, but it's because she has no friends beyond Ava, which is odd, considering what Nina did to. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you. Well, I did sit there and say I was going to get your name sooner or later. I did sit there and say that. Um, Shauna says Carly baby all the way. Kenny says, can Spencer stay with Laura? Yeah. Well, I mean, seeing how Victor's the one that helped us release, you know, I doubt that. Mel says Tucker is just using fake Audrey till he does not need her anymore. For Ashley, that yeah. Ooh, we got a new person in the chat. Vitz. It's in the chat, bro. Did you know Rami from OBO Nation is? Yeah. Yep. And I think I caught up to all his videos so far. He doesn't seem like he's going over the top like he usually does. So that's good. I mean, once you start telling people to, jump in the Hudson River, and it makes the news, not a good look. Just saying, not a good look. Nikisha said the actor that plays Rory is bad. He says the words. He said the words, but it doesn't feel like Trina. Doesn't feel like he likes Trina for real. I mean, he did sit there and say he loved her, which I felt was a little kind of fast, um, and kind of weird too. Also, a 3 months anniversary, kind of red flags right there. Shauna says Adam and Billy both hitting my nerves. Why is well? I want to hear your reason why, Shauna. Monique says Carly needs to stay out of it. She is setting herself up for disaster. Yeah, but that is Carly though. Um, Vince says I came across your channel looking for him. Thank you for all the walk with me. Yeah, of course, of course. Um, Vince, did he actually do a new video that I didn't see yet? Of course, Vince. This how we do on my channel. I heard. No, Ken says I heard Liz and Nick might take a role in the. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and granted, it makes sense when you really think about it. You know, they got to come up with a good cover story for why they're spending so much time together. Jakaris, how you doing tonight? How's the Twitter space and reviews going? How you know, Jakaris, how do you like doing the review so far? Like, how do you like doing the YouTube channel? And he says, wait, where he said what? Yeah, he said that he loved her. And I'm like, bro, you've been together with her for like 3 months. And granted, he's like, happy anniversary. It's 3 months, bro. Like, seriously. Mel said Adam and Chelsea, I hope that get back together for Carly. I mean for Connor as a family. Um I don't know, Mel. Adam seems like he has a way of just self-sabotaging himself, and I don't think that's what Chelsea needs right now. Skinner says I'm not a fan of Carly or Nina. Okay. Mrs. Skinner, who do you like then? Who is some of your favorite characters on GH then? He says, I don't know why he would say I love you when Trina barely agreed to me. Yeah. It seemed really rushed. But also they haven't even had sex yet. Well, I mean, the love and the sex thing is, I don't know about that, but I feel like he is definitely rushing it. Good, Jakar is good. I'm glad that you're actually having fun doing it. Just like I said, just have fun and you'll be fine. But I'm very, 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 very happy for you, though. I'm very happy for you, Jakaris. Monique said Billy shouldn't judge Adam at all, considering he self-destructs in the past. It's amazing how Billy can judge Adam, but when it's done to him, he gets offended. Yeah, Monique, but I mean, I feel like that's just kind of human nature to some extent. Um, Dolly says still Team Nina. All right. Kenya says 3 months in. Katrina, no, she did not. She looked like she was shocked. Like, what? What did you just like? What did you just say to me? Jakara says I'm liking it so far. It's a lot of notes to take, but looking at Soap Central helps me write a little better, faster. But for Twitter Space, it's okay. Sometimes I just feel like I'm being ignored. Yeah, well, Jakar, it's not that you're being ignored. It's just that Twitter Space. I don't feel like a lot of people use Twitter Space, to be honest. Like to sit there and like listen to stuff. They mostly go in there to either do business as far as research is concerned, or to YouTubers use it to find trending topics. So it's not really you, Jakar. It's really not. Um, Karen says I could tolerate Carly if she was still with Sunny. Okay. Well, why is that? Is it no, Karen? I really want to know why. Like, what does Sunny make Car like? How does Sunny make Carly look better or better in your eyes? Jessica says Ben and Liz also say I love you and haven't. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Jessica to Nikisha, I was like, love and sex. It's not that. It's just the fact that he known her for like 3 weeks, and you can just get a vibe that she's not really feeling him like that. She's really not. And instead of just being honest, she wants to sit there and do this flip flopping BS. Um, now Shauna says, okay. Miss Skinner says from GH, I like Britt, Felicia, Anna, except with Valentine. Okay, all right. Miss Skinner, how long you been watching General Hospital for? One says Lifetime movie. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And Jay Blue says Rory is a cop. Why isn't he not picking up on that fact that Trina is the same person? It's the same is in the same place and the same relationship after he said he loved her. Now I'm suspicious of Rory. What is his motives? You know, Jay Blue, I can only sit there. I can give him a bit of credit because like love tends to blind people, but still, um, Nikki said, "LOL, who has the worst chemistry, Trina and Rory?" Oh, I can't. Okay. Um. Now Karen says, "I just thought Sonny and Carly were a good pairing. I don't like him with Nina, and I don't like her with Drew." Okay. Jakara says, "Now, not, but nowadays, I really don't be on Twitch space like that. I meant, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not really a good place for audio. You know, like people just go there to read stuff or talk to their favorite e-girls. It's not really a place to, like, it's not you. I'm just gonna put it right out there right now. It's not you. I was surprised that Candace Mack actually goes on there so much because I'm just like, really? I don't know. Um, Jay Blue says Maxine Austin is the worst pairing for me. Shauna says Lily did throw Chelsea hence, yeah. But like I said, because Mel was like, she wants Adam and Chelsea to be back together. I'm like, that's not what Chelsea needs right now. Chelsea needs some time and some space and just to really get her stuff together. Um, Shauna, I mean, Mrs. Skinner says, I think Austin and Maxie have the worst chemistry. Karen says, Rory is nuts. They barely have, yeah. Yeah, and it's just so weird, especially the whole when he said, "Oh, let's celebrate our 3 months anniversary." It's like, yeah, nah, Trini, you need to you need to dip. You need to just go left and keep going. He says, "I'm not feeling Carly and Drew either for real. They are blasphemy." Does anyone actually like? Does anyone actually like Carly and Drew together? Because I feel like everyone in chat so far, I feel like everyone can kind of agree they don't like those two together. Monique says Adam and Billy are alike yet different. Both are considered screw ups. Yeah, you're right. That's something I did notice. Even um, I've only been watching it for a little bit. Even I noticed that. Aniki says, are there couples that we do like? Like I like Anna and Valentine. Dolly says I barely watch GH lately, but whenever I see Carly and Drew, I change the channel. So Dolly, what are you watching mostly then? Are you just watching mostly Days or what do you watch mostly? Miss Skinner says the Brit situation is so heartbreaking. She had one of the best character developments on the show. Yeah, she's been on the show for a long time. She's been on the show for a hot minute. Jessica says I hate Drew and I definitely don't like Carly. Jessica, why do you hate Drew for? I mean, Jesus Christ, what do you hate Drew for? Double C says when Rory said I love you to Trina, I was like, you just met her like 3 or 4 months ago. Yes, Double C, definitely um lifetime vibes right there. Karen said Drew is a waste of space. Shauna says, why did Martin follow Valentine? He made me so mad. Shauna, yeah, it wasn't exactly a bright idea, but I'm just also like, why did Valentine follow Anna for? Anna was fine and safe until Valentine decided to go there, just sit there and tell her about Lucy. That couldn't have waited? Like, seriously? I'm not, I don't know. I can't sit there and put that all on him. All on Marty. All on Marty. Now, Monique says, if Drew was Billy Miller, I could get on board with Drew and Carly, but this new one still gives me vibes from AMC. Yeah, I think that's where I have the advantage a little bit because I didn't watch AMC. So I'm saying like for me, I just see him just as Drew. Now Kenya says, I'm sorry, Albert, but Carly and how do you do Drew? I just can't help snickering. No, that's cool. It is. Kanye, trust me, you have nothing to apologize for. I go a lot harder on these characters if you watch my reviews. So Jay Blue says not a fan of Carly and Drew, but men are a slim pickings in that but men are slim pickings in that town. Jessica says he's a pointless character that has no storyline except being up Carly's going around town trying to fix people's lives. Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, Jessica. I don't know. I liked Drew when he first came in, and now I'm just like, I don't dislike him, but I see where you're coming from. Billy says I started a new job, so it's been easy to watch days following by B&B occasionally in GH and Y&R, tied for third. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Dolly. I think that's why I started. That's the reason why I started watching B&B more because it's only 18 minutes, and so it's just a lot easier to just watch it. Shauna says Ben's too nosy. He just committed a crime, helping Valentine and Anna. It was for a good cause. Well, I mean, no, actually, Sean, how do you feel that Ben is being too nosy? He came there to spoon. I mean, it's not like he didn't have legitimate concerns. You know, he wanted to sit there and check on Liz, so he wanted to make sure that um Esme wasn't on Spoon Island. And then, of course, he saw some, pills or whatever. So now, Miss Skinner says might be a very unpopular opinion, but I don't think Adam should take the blame of the Dolly situation. Billy should have been at fault to the both. Yeah, yeah, Miss Skinner. From what I understand, Billy did leave his daughter in a car by herself late at night. Like, why would he do that? Not take her? Um, you're absolutely right. Also, did you know that Billy? Okay. Tracy says I like the guy that plays Drew better on All My Children. I can tolerate him with Carly, but I don't love them together. Let's talk with your friendly neighborhood cat lady. I'm still gonna call you Angelica Stacks. And I was. It's funny too. I was thinking about you today, and I was like, just when I finally learned your name, you go and change it. Dolly says B&B is repetitive, but it's easier to watch because it's so short. Yes, yes, it is. Jonathan's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. Hope you had a great day. Um, Shauna says, I do like Carly with Drew. She deserves happiness. If Sonny can move on with his side piece, why not her? Okay, all right. So all right, Shauna, we got one person that like Drew and Carly together. Tracy says, I like Elizabeth better with original Lucky. Now you're talking about Jonathan Jackson, or which Lucky you talking about? Yeah, I'm still gonna okay, cool. I'm still gonna call you Angelique. Um Mel says Chloe shot Adam and tried to blow him up with him in the cabin, so Chloe and Billy does not need to blame Adam for Dahlia's death, but found her scarf. What does that mean? Double C says Drew is more like Ryan from AMC than Drew. Yeah, and I was just sitting there talking about that too, because I was like, see, for me, I can't, I didn't watch AMC. Um, oh, J. Blue Johnson Jackson. Okay, okay. Now, Angelique says, yep, no, don't like Carly and Drew together. Karen says, I miss Billy Miller as Drew. Karen, and granted, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Billy Miller was not exactly a good person off camera. Like he did some things to some people, what's it gonna say? He allegedly violated their space. So just saying. Jolie says, I was always more of a Carly Jax fan. Okay. John says, I didn't know he ran over Dolly until he found her scarf under his tie. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, it's oof, that was bad. Tracy says the one that left the show got a show where he was a country singer. Yes, Tracy. Johnson Jackson, and he was on Nashville. It was actually a fun show to watch. I feel like maybe one day I will um finish watching that show. Shona says Mel. Okay. Mrs. Skinner says Billy Miller is a phenomenal actor. He did a great job as Billy on Abbott and YNR. Miss Skinner says, okay, no, actually, yeah, Angela. I mean, granted, that's just a rumor from what I heard, but still, Sean says he's not the police. Stay in your lane. What? Miss Skinner says Carly should have stayed with Jax, though he is annoying. Now, Jonathan said Adam did not know he ran over Dolly until he found his scarf under the car. Okay. Angelique says, wasn't Griffin supposed to come back? Yeah, I heard about that, and then they didn't do that. I don't, they have these plans to change him around. But to be fair, I never really liked Griffin as an actor, or the actor really. Karen says they should just put Drew's character to rest. Damn. Jay Blue says I love Nashville. I just finished watching the last season. Yeah, I gotta catch up to that show at some point. Makai says I can't believe Nick is with Sally after what he walked in on. He is yes, yes. Can we sit there and talk about yeah, I left him with can we sit there and talk about Nick being aka Boo Boo the Fool? Having breakfast with Sally? Like, why would you do that for? Why would you sit there and spend any time? Okay, Jonathan, I hope he's actually having a good time. I didn't like him as Griffin. I didn't like his acting. I felt like it was very stale and just like boring as hell. Why the hell is Nick hanging out with Sally, having breakfast with her? Like, what the hell are you doing? And of course, Summer's not acting like a 5-year-old little brat, like a 12-year-old child. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Um, Angelique says yes, he knows Nick still wants her. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, what? Oh my god, that's so sad. That's so sad for anyone that's watching YNR right now. Let me know about that. Now, Double C says Nick hates it when Victor is right that he should leave Sally alone. So, Double C, you're basically sitting there saying that he's just doing it out of what, spite or something like that? Like just being hard headed? Now, Miss Skinner says Nick is such a loser. OMG. Is desperate. It's best desperation at this point. Where's your self respect? Exactly. You want to sit there and have breakfast with the same chick. Nikisha, you're hilarious. I know, and I did read that. Karen says I like the actor who played Griffin on. Where the hell is that? Supernatural. Yes. No, I mean he was good on South of Nowhere. I don't know if you ever heard of that show. He was good on South of Nowhere, but like just him as Griffin just seemed like wow. Nikisha apparently she does now. Nikisha says Nick just wants Sally to pick him over Adam. It's so bad. I mean, Nikisha, exactly, Angela. She might not be wrong. You might not exactly be wrong. I'm like, damn, bro, you just walked in the room. You just walked in on Sally's room, smell like sex and depression, and just you said, "Nah, it's cool. Let's just go out to breakfast." Like you, so bad. Did anyone? Well, I know most people probably watched it yesterday. I mean, they watched tomorrow's episode. But I loved the look on Ashley's face when Kyle was like, you put our whole family in danger. You put Harrison in danger, and she just had that stupid look on her face. Like, and Nikki was hilarious today. Shauna's, when Shauna says, I can't believe Nick is trying to defend Sally to some. Yeah, I was like, wow. Especially after what she just did. Um, Double C, Victor's definitely right. Now, Angelique says Nick doesn't match with anyone on the show. I mean, except for Sharon, all right. Black Mom says, "Stop from nowhere. That was my show. That is why we." Yes, you're damn right, Black Mom. Damn right. Oh my goodness. South of Nowhere, Radio Free Roscoe, and Degrassi was pretty much my Friday night. Like literally, that was my Friday night. Monique says Nick is the fairy tale. Nick is the fairy tale for Sally. Rescue her from the bad wolf, which is Adam. Hmm. So he has a hero complex. Shauna says, whatever happened to Nick, he deserves. Yeah, unfortunately, he does. Because I'm like, bro. Karen says Trina needs to be honest with Roy. Yeah, especially since he said that he loved her. I was like, the hell are you doing? Namel says Summer slept with Billy when he was with Phyllis and Summer. Pressure Kyle to marry him. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Nick was sitting there saying. Like, yo, you have no room to talk. Jay Blue says Nicholas C is starting to get desperate in regards to Esme. Too many people coming to the house. Yeah, exactly. Especially when you guys sit there and kick your own son out. Your plan is going sideways really fast and not in a good way. Johnson says the reason I don't watch YNR as the other soaps is because too many characters are judgmental. Kenya says, oh, Black Man said, yes, Black Man. And then, of course, 10 o'clock, I have to sit there and watch The Suit with Joe McHale on E before they canceled it like a bunch of idiots because, Joe McHale was sitting there talking crap about too many of the superstars on E. When you really think about it, it's kind of odd that was on his he was on the network that long. Angelique says, did Josh talk to Cam yet? Nope. She probably don't even Angelique, she doesn't even remember who Cam is. Okay? She really doesn't. Miss Skinner says, I haven't watched Wine Hot today, but that's wild. Nick really yeah, yeah. And sat there and defended Sally in front of Summer. Now Ron is in the chat. Ron says, I hope that Finn gets what's coming to him. Can't stand that boring character. Just get this fool on the show. Wow. Okay, Ron, besides the fact that you think he's boring, what else you don't like about Finn? Very curious. Monique says Nick is the ridge of B&B, going through women like shoes. If this one doesn't want me, I can just reach next. He goes from woman to woman until he is satisfied. Hmm. That's kind of like a lot of the men on a lot of these shows when you really think about it. But yeah. Miss Skinner says Nick did have a hero complex, though he has done ridiculous stuff over the years. I wish I was watching it back then. Now Karen says everyone would know about Joss and Dex before I can. Yeah, ain't that sad? Ain't that just sad as hell? Mel says Adam is better for Chelsea than Trashy. Oh, Adam is better for being with Chelsea than Trashy Gold Digger. Well, Shauna says Nick always judged Phyllis and still do. I mean, granted, he's not perfect, but can you blame that? I mean, can you blame him though, seeing how Phyllis had been acting? Now, Jonathan says Josh probably won't tell Cam, and instead Cam will witness. Yeah, unfortunately. Ron says he's not a good actor. If you can call him that, just boring. He is like watching paint dry. Oh, okay, yeah. China says Jeremy wants his ends. Yeah, he wants his money. I'm like, I don't blame him. Janet says Deacon was great. Not a fan of Dollar Bill storyline with necklace. Yeah, that's Janet. That storyline is so laughable and silly. It's just, I was laughing. It's very hard for me to sit there and take him seriously sometimes. Now, Jay Blue says the guy who plays Finn acts the same way when he played John Bain, will like live. He was always silent and awkward. Hmm. Miss Skinner says Nick really can't judge anyone, especially not Phyllis, as many times he cheated with Phyllis and on Sharon. Phyllis says he only was interesting as a vampire, aka Caleb Morley, I think. Caleb something. Shauna says I want to see Gangster Jack get out with Jeremy, like he did with Phil, like he did with Phyllis. Yeah, at that point, Phyllis just really did not care. Now, Nikki says, I remember when Quinn stabbed Liam with his. I remember when Quinn stabbed Liam with his sword necklace. What? What? Miss Skinner says when Cliff was on, John and Evelyn were hated that they broke them up. Okay. Evangelion? Evangelion? Evangelina? Evangelina, is that her name? Um, yeah, you know what, Angelique, he's young. He'll get past it. He'll be fine. Mel says Sally will never compare and match up to Sharon. Yeah, that's what everyone keeps saying. Um, and granted, that was a long time ago, so Karen says Michael Easton is a good actor. He's just getting terrible writing. Dolly says B&B may be goofy, but at least it gives. Oh, exactly, Dolly. That's listen. I sit there and say goofy in a very not in a judgmental way where it's like it's very bad. It's just it's fun to watch. It's fun to do a review on it. I'll tell you that much. Because it says, Lord, do I miss Jason Morgan on GH Britney's You Stone Cold. Monique says Finn from GH or Finn from Monique, they're talking about Finn from GH. Or at least that's who Ron is talking about. He's talking about Finn from GH. Jonathan said Quinn tried to stab Liam with a sword she made, but Wyatt stopped her. What? Jonathan, why did Quinn try to stab Liam with a sword? A sword necklace. Why would he? What? Was it a tiny one? What was it supposed? Was it a tiny one? Or was it a big one? Like, how did she think she was gonna do that? I mean, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but like, Double C says B&B would have been canceled in the '90s and 2000 if they had storylines like they do now. Hmm. Kenya says, I remember when John and that other name I can't pronounce were together. They were fire. Also, like Evangelo was Trevor, aka Todd. Um, nice Jakars. Okay, I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna check them out. Um, I'm gonna try to check them out tonight. I always listen if they're watching you do your reviews. Keep it up. Miss Skinner says B&B died when Bella Sir died. Their son is horrible. Damn. Ryan says, I'm happy that Jack stood up to Phyllis and threatened to throw her. Yes. Ron, that was such an epic moment yesterday. Me and DC was talking about it if you were in the chat. It was a great scene. Jay Blue says, I like John and Natalie. Jay Blue, whatever happened to the character, whatever happened to the actress that played Natalie? Johnson says Quinn kept trying to keep Liam out of the way so that Wyatt could be with Hope. And yes, it was okay. All right. All right. I mean, I'm like, damn, they are brothers though. Like, what the hell was she thinking? Did she know that they were brothers? Karen says, "How can Nina and Ava still be?" Yeah, I, he said Quinn wanted to get rid of Liam so that Hope would be with Wyatt. Then she seduced Liam with amnesia while Steffi and Wyatt dated I Love Crazy Quinn. But the question is, did she know that they were brothers? I mean, Jesus Christ, Quinn was a nut job. Um, Monique says it's amazing how Sally told Adam her life story, but only told Nick, I've done some things in my past I'm not proud of. She was an open book with Adam, but Nick, no details exactly. But you're right. Maybe because Adam has done some really terrible things, she felt like she could be more open. Mel says Quinn was stalking Liam so that Wyatt and Hope could be together, just manipulated to break Liam and Hope up. Yeah, Mel, but she also tried to stab him, and they were brothers. Like, Kenya says, was Lorenzo ever on B&B? Maybe. I only started watching it since 2020, so Johnson said Quinn knew he and wife. Oh wow. Oh yeah, no. She's definitely a nut job then. Dolly says, did anyone see B&B scenes with Amber? A blonde white woman gave birth to a biracial baby, and Liam was too stupid. That is hilarious. Ron said, even when Sheila getting caught, she won't be in jail long because Kimberly Brown is not going where she's on contract. Now, Ron, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about knowing? How do you feel about knowing that information now? Let's put it this way: do you think, Ron? Do you think that you enjoy shows more back in the '90s and the '80s or whatever than you do now, since we have more information? Like, I'm very curious about that. Monique says, how can Liv and Sam be somewhat catered to each other after Sam watched Jake? How can Liz? Yeah, yeah, I remember that, Monique. For a very long time, I was like, I sat there was like, how could Jason still be with her? Like, that's the question. How could Jason still sit there and be with her? That's a better question, Monique. Now Shauna says now he is in Jack's office. He wants his money. Diane constantly lying because Jack and Kyle keep saying not no lying. What? Yeah, no, but he wants his money though. And she actually said she was like, I spent it to reinvent myself. You gotta work some more extra hours or whatever. I don't care what you gotta do. Like, I was gonna sit there and say a joke, but I'm not gonna say it. But I'm like, you gotta find some way to work that out. Get a loan from a bank or something. Karen says Liz has done a lot of things to Sam too. Yeah, but she didn't sit there and watch her. She didn't sit there and watch a child get kidnapped by a bunch of men and just decide not to do anything for 5 hours. She didn't do that, Karen. Miss Karen says, I hate that Deacon putting himself in this bad situation. He's because he generally seems like he tried to turn his life around. Yeah, Miss Karen. I mean, the minute that he said, "Nah, I'm not going to sit there and turn around," was the minute that he screwed up. So, I mean, he did this to himself, though. You know. Johnson says Sheila was so crazy back in the day that her daughter confronted her in prison. She kissed her goodbye on the lips, and her daughter freaked. What? What? I'm sorry. What, Jonathan? Karen said Jason only kids he cared about were Carly and Sonny's kids. Yeah, no, I mean I get that, Karen, but still, you're not there saying Liz has done stuff to Sam, but Liz didn't sit there and watch Sam. It, I get what you're saying. I just feel like done Sam has done worse to Liz than what Liz has done to Sam. Let's put it that way. Well, I used to watch Bo when the late William Bell was the head writer before it was exciting with the family and fashion design. It just went downhill. Well, Ryan, that has a lot to do with budget stuff too. Um, Monique said Jason did threaten Sam, but we knew he wasn't going to follow through with his threats. Yeah. Well, I mean, she sat there and hired two guys to come after Liz and scare her. And they actually had guns on them, and her kids was there. Ugh, honestly, to tell you the truth, it's taking me back to a time when I really couldn't stand Sam. Miss Skinner says, Albert, you gotta watch that. The old episode, Sheila was a lot more insane than she is now. Yeah, Johnson just said that Sheila kissed her daughter on the lips. What the, what? Dolly says, I always thought it was crazy that Sam and Jason got back together after he threatened to kill her. Well, yeah. Oh yeah, Ron. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, Ron, on the chat yesterday. He's really going through it with the whole COVID thing. Wait, Ron, are you a member? Are you a member of Phoenix Main? Like, do you have his membership, his YouTube membership or whatever? Jessica said I was a big Jason fan. Billy said actually B&B has one of the better budgets. They have international disputes and still do international remotely. Hmm. So why the hell are they not doing any fashion shows? Mel says I can't believe that EJ opened up the door. Yeah, I can't stand that chick. I really couldn't. Yeah, Johnson, it sounds super insane. I was like, wow, what the hell? Uh, Ugh, it's gonna be hard for me to get that thought in my head. I kept calling her a hot Sheila. Karen, Karen says I thought a crazy woman took Jake. Maybe I'm not too sure. I just remember that Sam was actually there, watching in the corner in the bushes, and I didn't expect her to just jump out there and start like fighting the dudes or whatever. But like, she waited like 5 hours to sit there and tell Jason and Liz because she was still angry. Monique says Victor threatened Nikki plenty of times. He even wished her dead, but yeah, just they're together. Ron says, no, I'm not a member of the Soap Fam Live group. Hmm. So, Ron, how did you find out about it then? And I wonder what his membership price is. You can let me know that too, Ron. Now, Double C says, I forgot Sheila had a daughter named Erica. Billy says, I think the lack of fashion shows is really just laziness with the writing. They don't try to be daring anymore. Hmm. That's a shame, Joey. Kenya says, I hate that they refrigerated. I hate that they refrain from giving Lizu a happy send off. Jason, when 2013, they could have kept Liz and Billy two together and kept Jason and Sam after that. Yeah, Kenya, but from what I heard, that the actor that played Billy, he was not a fan of Jason coming back and taking his spot, pretty much like taking his character. So I kind of don't blame him on that. Miss Skinner says Sheila has two kids besides Finn. Yeah, and yes, she's super obsessed with just Finn, which is just weird. Like that's just weird. If Monique says if Tom is going to bring back the Hope doll, I can see he's going to be sorry if not. Miss Skinner says I don't know why the show chose to make Thomas a disturbed individual. Probably to give hmm, I mean, they need another villain, maybe. I'm just guessing. Billy says two things happen. Sam watched a crazy woman take Jake, and Sam paid some men to terrorize Liz and the kids. Separate but together. Yeah, yeah, Dolly. That's why. That's why when Karen was like, that's why when Karen was like, Liz has done some bad things to Sam. I'm like, yeah, but the things that Sam done to Liz is a lot worse. Ron says I watch his spoiler videos when I got to subscribe. He also does his comings and going videos also. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's how you know. Okay. All right. Ian says yes. I don't blame the actor. Yeah, I don't. I'm like, you're doing Jason for about like two something years, and then he decides he wants his job back, and it's like, all right, we're just gonna bump him over. Yeah. No, I agree with that. Okay, Ron. Yeah, I gotta sit there and watch Venus Train. I haven't watched his videos in so long. Um, there's certain people I keep up with as far as like soap operas and soap opera community and stuff like that. DC, Brock, JLJ Media, Lanikia. Sometimes I'll watch Danny Bear. Sometimes I'll sit there and watch her. I haven't watched her in a hot minute though. Johnson says William Thomas and Sheila get together. Maybe before she was on a run, I can sit there and see that, but now, I don't really see it. I don't. Joey says they really need to include another fashion house to rival Forrester. They're doing the lazy Forrester versus Logan thing. Well, they've been doing. I mean, Dolly, don't haven't they been doing like Forsters versus Lowly? I mean, Forsters versus the Logan for a while. So I don't think this is something that's super new. Hmm. Monique says, what I don't like women on soaps get involved with these men, knowing who they are, get surprised when they show them who they are. Really, exactly, Monique. Like Sunny with Carly, like Sam with Jason. You're 100% right. Ron says, I'm sure that the actor playing Payne regrets his decision about losing his job because he refused to do what the. Yeah, or maybe not. I don't know. That's a tough one. Sometimes you got to sit there and choose your pride, your self dignity over a paycheck. So it's kind of a mix a little bit. Um, I mean, I thought it was stupid, but at the same time, it's like if you don't like the job, then go somewhere else. Johnson says Thomas could end up with Sheila's daughter, Mary, if they bring her back. Hmm. That'd be interesting if they bring a new character back. Kenya says, can they really rehab Thomas, please? Just take him off the canvas for a bit, bring him back stronger and presently saner, bring him on a new healthy woman with backbone for him. Prove all wrong. Hmm. Now, Dolly says it was mostly Stephanie or Taylor versus Brooke. They also have Fashion House Jack M. Maroney, Spectre versus Forces. They also had cool families like the Spencers and the Maronis. Yeah, Dolly, seems like I missed out on a lot. Ms. Skinner says the writing on B&B has got progressively worse in a short period of time. And that's the thing. I got to sit there and rely on y'all to tell me that because I've only started watching this show in 2020, which I found it laughable to say the least. Especially that whole Wyatt and Flo love scene was just like the most hilarious thing I've ever seen on a soap opera. Mel says, what if there's a love triangle between Kane, Daniel, and Lily? Well, I mean, no. From what I understand, Kane is not going to be on the show, so it's going to be a love triangle between Billy, Lily, and Daniel. Johnson says, so it's official. Ava survived a car crash. Yeah, yeah, we saw her stalking around like a creep. And Jonathan, what did you thought of and still wanted to revenge her? Jonathan, what did you thought of today's episode of Days of Our Lives? Let me know what you thought of it. And it says Wide and Flow sucks. I don't know. When I came in and I saw them, they didn't seem like they were really doing much. They didn't seem like they were interesting at all. Now, the one thing I don't really like about StreamYard is that I can't tell like any likes or anything like that. If I have any likes or anything like that, I can't tell. So I got to sit there and go in here and look. Oh, okay, all right, 13 likes. Um, Justin said I thought it had some interesting stuff. Like what? I don't know if you actually saw my review, but I couldn't stand I couldn't stand today's episode of Days of Our Lives. Like I felt like this was probably the worst episode I think I've ever seen of this show. Like it just, whew. To sit there and say it worked my nerves is an understatement. Now Monique says I do remember Nick from B&B, and on, not much was on and off with B&B. I don't know what that means. Dolly says B&B also gave Brooke a younger rival in Amber. Amber was a very popular character too. What happened to her, Dolly? What happened to Amber? Mel says, yeah, stupid Ava sneaking in the mansion, looking at Susan's picture, just smiling with that smirk that she's dead. Mel, what did you thought of this episode? Yeah, Jonathan, I would sit there and say that. I would say that. I wonder if she got shot though, because they did struggle for the gun. There was a casing on the floor. Oh, my private photos are here. I'm good. No, I don't want to see your private photos. Um. Oh, okay. Interesting, Jonathan. That might be kind of fun. Um. I don't know. I just this episode didn't do it for me. It really didn't. Rob is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Rob? Hope you had a good day so far. Thank you for joining. It's always great to see you when you're here. Um, Rob, what are you watching right now? As far as the four shows, like what are you watching? Always like to sit there now. Always says they remove Amber over to YNR like Sally, and she was cool for a few years. Eventually, the move her back to B&B. Was gone. Deacon actually came to town because of Amber. Okay. you know, GH. Okay. All right, Rob. What'd you thought of GH today? John says I agree today. Episode was yeah. In the future, if unless I'm going on here with somebody else, I'm probably not going to use StreamYard too much because like the way like the chat like moves like really fast and then just like jumps up, and also I can't see the likes. I can't see any of the likes um on StreamYard. Not a fan of that. I mean, granted, I'm not going to sit there and constantly sit there and say like my video, like my video, like my video because it's super annoying. But um, Samuel's in the chat, and Samuel, of course, is with their same team, Nina, and the best. Of course, my guy Samuel. Your energy never disappoints, never. And I'm not being sarcastic about that. I'm being dead serious. Johnson says GH was more interesting time. Yeah, what happened on GH? It's I guess this is what happens when I watch all four episodes. Like once I got done reviewing it, oh yeah, Spencer. Okay, yeah, it was decent there. Miss Skinner said GH storyline is moving very slowly. Well, yeah, of course, Samuel. Of course, I'm petty too, so that's why I respect your energy. That's why I respect your energy, Samuel. Um, but yes, Miss Skinner. Of course, they got way too many characters. Um, Billy says today's episode of days was just medium. I could have done without systematic. Oh God, that one was annoying as hell. Um, Jessica says not. You're not asking why. For a good hot minute, Jessica. Yeah, I did. I did. I don't know. It's like maybe I just had a seniors moment or something. And between that, and rewatching all four of the shows, I was like, what the hell happened on GH today? Now Ron says, Albert, you have to be a member when Phoenix Rain does his lives on Fridays. Oh, Ron. I don't know. I'm not exactly a fan of the whole member, live. I'm not a fan of live streaming just for members only, you know. I'm not a fan of that. But I mean, it's same as says, man, why not so good right now? Haven't been able to say that words. Sam, yes, they're definitely stepping it up. Um, they're definitely stepping it up, and I'm loving it, Samuel. I am. Billy says you can tell Days is in a holding pattern until that wedding goes off. I did appreciate the yeah, Billy. That was actually the only part that was actually, that was good. Johnson says in the end of Valentine scenes, yeah, they were. Of course, I'm like Valentine. You really need to go down there now. Like, oh, let's blame Marty for Snit there bringing in the feds. I'm like, well, Marty was only there because Valentine was there. Just saying. Hmm. Rob says we need more scenes with Nicholas and something. I have no idea who that is. Johnson says, Chikara says, who wants Sloan to get killed off? Why you want Sloan to get killed off, Chikara? You don't like Sloan? Yeah, Mel, it didn't drag. It was just bad. Onyx says we are good at wearing masks to hide our true. Now, Nikki says, I don't know why Trina can't have a good love story. Joss is on her third relationship. Well, I mean, Nikki, she keeps flip flopping and stuff like that, too. So, there is that. And she wants to sit there and be with the bad boy that practically burnt her life to the ground. So, Samuel says GH and Days are not the most interesting right now, but I will give them a pass because the years is winding down. Usually, Days and GH tends to end the years with a big moment. I can't stand the cold like I had. Yeah. Well, you know what? You know what? I was kind of siding with the cold cars. I was. Ron says yes, the Young and the Restless have been improving. Love and Diane Jack. Yeah, no, they're killing it on the Young and the Restless. And I, like Samuel, I've been watching the show for a good minute. And I don't remember the last time I actually said that out there. But yeah, Ron, it's too bad that he doesn't just do like. I mean, I understand that if he wants to sit there and do live streams for members or whatever, but he should still do live streams to just. I don't know. Tanya says very true. Janice in the chat, and I can't see her because StreamYard is kind of stupid right now. Sorry, Janet. I can't with this. Otherworldly 2000 says, checking in, haven't. Yes, it's really good to see you again. I'm sorry that you're actually on StreamYard because StreamYard is acting really stupid right now. But it's really good to see you, though. How you been? Miss Skinner says Sloan do seem like a pointless character. Really? What makes you think that she's pointless? Um, Jakar says Johnson says I'm calling it GH will end Jason's surprise return. Hopefully. Now Jakara says she called EJ a sinner like she did like he did something badish. Yo, she was just getting on my damn nerves to be honest. Um Samuel says top tier, I mean, okay. Kenya says oh Ron says Nicole and EJ did not do anything, they just had too many drinks. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Um like talking YNR. Yes, Janet, he's killing it as Tucker. I didn't, the thing is, when he was on GH, I mean, when he was on One Life to Live as Todd, I just couldn't get behind it because if it wasn't Roger, if it wasn't Ragnar or whatever his name is, Roger, I just couldn't do him as Todd. I really couldn't. Shauna says, how Rory loves Trina. Yeah, he's definitely giving me Lifetime vibes. He is. Apparently, I missed oh, okay. All right, otherworldly. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing a lot. I hope you're doing better. But it's really good to see you in the chat though, and I hope you are doing a lot better. Shauna says I like Trina and Spencer, but his family is drama. Yeah, but that makes the best kind of fun though. I mean, drama for us, as far as fun goes. Now Mel says I'm Team Tucker, and Ashley is going to stick it to Jack. I'm Team Tucker, and Ashley's going to stick it to Jack. So. Ashley's going to stick it to Jack. Well, I mean, Ashley is part of that trio that decided to bring Jeremy Starks to Genoa City when her family is also in danger. So, as much as I like Ashley, it was kind of a really stupid move for her to do. And Jakar says, I like the Johnny and Chanel scenes after they broke up. Both of them have been diminished. Hmm. Double C says Sloan is cool. She brings something to days because old and tired. Okay. Simon says Tucker better watch out himself because he will find himself in a corner when he tries to play Devon Abbas against the Newmans. Yeah. Yo, Sammy, did you watch it today? Victor cracked me up when Nikki was like, oh, are you going to sit there and look out for the Abbas? Victor was like, I don't give a damn about them. Like, I don't care about them. Let them fend for themselves. I'm like, Victor, I love your energy. Yeah, Miss Skinner, he is. Oh, okay. All right. Good. So what you thought of it? What you thought to say, Samuel? What you thought of the episode today? Monique says if Trina did get with Spencer, here comes speeches of Spence the speeches of oh Spencer change. He is not that way anymore. He's truly sincere about wanting to Spotty Quake is in the chat. She is back. Mel says Janet okay. Um Billy says Janet is a Sloan is a fine mess. I'm so not doing I'm so not doing StreamYard again unless I'm with somebody else. Apple is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Apple? Victor is getting involved now. Well, yeah, cleaning up Nikki's mess. Now, Miss Skinner says, I think Dave should bring Melanie back. She, Steffi, and Chelsea were good competition. He says, I hate that Jack can't man up and yell at Phyllis, but he doesn't care that Diane lied to him and stole his money and stole Stark's money. Well, I mean, Nikisha, think about what Phyllis is doing right now, dog. Samuel says the Abbas and the Newmans are going to have to work together against Jeremy and Tucker. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, if Victor actually balls to, he literally said, "I don't care about the Abbots." Um, but no, no, Nikki, think about what he's doing. Think about what she's doing right now. She invited a dangerous criminal, and he's going to her house. He's going to his house where his family and grandson lives. Now, Spider Quick says I'm not a boy. No, 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 no. That's I did correct myself, Spider Quake. I did. No, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back, Spider Quake. No, I remember you saying you was a girl. Also 17, right? Now, Jakar says Phil is supposed to be coming back soon. Phil, really? Okay. Now, Nikisha Stark could have found Diane. Yeah, no, no, and I get that. Oh, Spike, like you are a boy. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, auto quote does stuck. No, that's true. That's true, Nikisha. But that's not what happened, though. This whole campaign against Diane to get Diane out of town got to a point where she decided to tell Jeremy, "Oh, by the way, Diane is living such and such place, and also she's the one that turned you in." Now, yeah, we can play devil's advocate and be like, he could have found that information out for himself. He could have sat there and assumed that he could have sat there and assumed that she turned him in. You're 100% right. But we both know that that didn't happen now. Now Miss Skinner says Jimmy Star chill, Sam from Passion still autocorrect out there. What? Flight Quick says I'm a text slower anyway. I'm Team Nina. Are you Team Nina? I'm Team Carly. I'm Team Carly. But don't get me wrong. Here's the thing. I'll call her out on her BS when she does BS. Now Nikki says, doesn't Diane deserve some smoke for coming to town knowing that she had that? Yeah, that's true. Nikisha, you're 100% right. Especially when Jeremy is in town, she should still leave. You are 100% right about that. I will give you that. Now, Sammy says Phyllis was scared today when she saw Jeremy ran into her and Diane. Yes. You saw how fast she dissed Diane? What the Well, yeah, Sammy. Yeah, she's on BS time, but so is Nina. I just feel that now Ethel says, yeah, Phyllis was scared today when she ran into Jeremy. Yeah, she was. That's why she ran away. But see, that's the thing, Samuel. We can be fans of these characters, but we got to call them out on their BS when they're wrong. That's the thing. I have no problem calling out Sunny, Jason, or any other character that does some BS, even if I like them. You know. Um, that's what's up, Jakara. Jakara says, "How do you feel about the Stephanie storyline?" I can take it or leave it. You know, I'm not crazy about her, but I don't hate her either. Now, Shauna says, "Nobody's in danger." That man told Diane today, "Give me my money, and I'm gone." Yeah, well, but you don't know that though. You know, you don't know that though. I do get what you're saying, though, Shauna. Spider Quick says, even though I don't watch days, I saw your review because I was PlayStation on my place, and your review just went on and didn't like the clicking off and on. You seem mad at this one character. Yeah, it was the nun character. She pissed me off. Just being all self righteous and judgmental. It just I couldn't deal with her. Now Ron says I really miss Chloe and Philip together on Days of Our Lives. Ron, I didn't like the way that Chloe treated Philip. Like, I actually told you, I think that's why I don't like Chloe anymore. Billy says, I'm only down for Philip coming back if they keep him away from Bella and Chloe. He needs. Okay. Now, Sammy says the BS Carly has been doing for 20 years. That's nothing on Nina's 5 years. I mean, Sammy, I'm not snitching trying to compare him. That's actually not what I'm trying to do. You know, I'm saying that we need to sit there and hold our favorite characters accountable. Now, Nikki says, I wonder how much money Diane stole from him. If all of his, it must have been a hell of a lot. Oh, okay. I know what you meant, Spider Quake. Freddie, what's good? How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. Hope you had a great day. Sammy says Nina has nothing on Carly. Oh, okay. I mean, okay. My kid says you went off on that review. I haven't seen you like that. Yeah, it's like it's like it was such a disappointing episode. It's like nothing was good about that episode until towards the end, and everything about it so far I just really didn't like. And I can't. Yeah, I've been known to. Yeah, I've been known to go off. Jakar says everyone is related to everyone except that's true. Justice says my theory is correct, and something is definitely their X story could be more interesting. I seriously hate how this thing. Um, what the? Yeah. This is gonna be the last time I'm gonna be using Streamyard. Simmons says, I mean, as bad as a character as people try to make Nina out to be, they act like she's scorched to earth. Well, I mean that's true. I mean, I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's really so much of a contest between who's done more bad stuff because yeah, you can sit there and say Carly has done bad stuff, and I can agree that Carly's done bad stuff. I just want people to sit there and hold their favorite characters accountable for the bad stuff that they do. Just acknowledge it. I think that's what it really comes down to. Um, I acknowledge it when Sonny does some bad stuff, and he's done some really terrible stuff. Um, I just feel like some Nina fans can't do that. Freddie says, I can't wait for tomorrow. Ryan and Heather sing. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Dolly says, non Chelsea was with Max. Mhm. Ron says, I can't believe that Sean left Belle off the hook. He should have dropped her because she was sleeping with EJ and she got away with it. I can't believe that Sean let Belle off the hook. He should have dropped her. I don't get that wrong. Um Sammy says Carly and Sonny haven't been no. Samuel, no. Not through the fans. That's exactly no. Because the fans' opinions matters. Not so much the show. The fans' opinions matter when it comes down to it. This is okay. I see. We're just gonna sit there and sidestep pretty much what DC was doing yesterday. Apple says whether I like the character or not, I still call them out on when they are wrong. Exactly. That's all I'm sitting there saying. That is all I'm sitting there saying. Monique says now would be a perfect time to bring Adam in the Tucker situation. He's probably the only one other than Victor to give Tucker a run for his money. Now, Miss Skinner says, I remember Chelsea and Stefan would fight over Max. Justice, I can't wait to see your days review because when it comes to episodes like that, yeah, Johnson, I will warn you, I was not um I was not kind to today's episode. Goalie says days stop. Okay. In case I started watching days after I saw Juneteenth weapons, since then they made both Paulina's daughter to be murdered. That's wild to me. Michael Onshaw says, I'm Team Nina. I have more sympathy for backstory. I don't hate Carly. Okay. Shauna says she didn't spend all that money. I bet she got, yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised. Sammy says they aren't held accountable on the show, is what I'm saying, but they go around telling everyone why they are wrong. Nate is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ryan says, I know that fans will never get what they want, but that is up to the writers to decide. Complaining won't change anything. How you doing tonight, Nate? Jessica says Nina was barely held accountable for what she did too. Let's be real. Um, Johnson says that's good. I wouldn't want you to hold. Yeah, no, Johnson, I don't hold back. I don't. Um, Miss Kenner says Nina is delusional. Always tries to rationalize the horrible things she's done. Yeah, she does that a lot. She does that a lot. Um, Shauna says Carly is extra. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. Nate says I'm good. Annoyed with Bill Spencer right now. He's pathetic at this point. Yeah, but it's laughable though. It's Here's the thing. It's funny to sit there and watch because it's just so over the top. Now Nikki says I just want Nina to be self-aware to really know that she was wrong. She refused to own that. Yeah, she does. She does. But I think that's what it really comes down to now. You know, you can like these characters. You can love these characters, but you got to be able to call them out on their BS when they're wrong. When they do something wrong, you don't just sit there and just sidestep and being like, "Oh well, this person's done this and that person's done that." That is something that just irritates the living life out of me. When I was sitting there talking to DC and we were talking about the Willow situation, and DC literally just pulled this out of his ass, talking about um, DC's my guy and everything like that. But DC was sitting there talking about, oh well, what do you think about Liz? Holding a pregnant woman captive. And I'm like, well, we're not talking about Liz. We're talking about Nina and Willow. It's something that just bothers me. Um, when people want to defend characters by bringing up something else that has nothing to do with. Uh, okay. Now, Jakara says, Albert, they always make the black characters on any show to be murderers or being wrongly accused, now trying to make it about race. Trina and Chanel are very similar to each other. I don't know. Maybe. Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm going to be honest. I try not to sit there and look at that because I feel like if I did, I would just lose whatever enjoyment out of the show that I'm watching. So I can't really sit there and go on a race when it comes towards that. Like I just Now Samuel says I'm going to sidestep for Nina. Okay. Um, Jessica says Nina kidnapped Avery and not even her own parents care. Avery is sitting there befriending her and Sunny loves her. Ron says Albert, who is the worst writers for the four shows? I bet Brett Miller is the worst writer, then GA's Dan or Connor. I'm not too sure, Ron. I never really got into like behind the show stuff or whatever. I mean, like I said, you can sidestep whatever you want. I'm not here to sit there and change your mind. I always find it a very funny tactic when I'm sitting there having a debate about a character, or if I call a character a certain name. Like when I said that I felt that Nate was acting like a scumbag. And somebody in the comment section was like, but Victor did this and Victor did that and Victor's a lot worse. I'm like, well, I'm not talking about Victor now. Like Dolly says, I think in Trina and Chanel's case, the characters are supposed to be sympathetic heroines. Hmm. Mel says Sally will never compare and match up with Sharon because she has next. Yeah, that is the running theme. Um, JetBlue says, I don't hate Nina, FYI. I think she started going off the rails after her relationship with Valentine. I'm happy that she and Valentine are in a good place. Yeah, no, me too. I think, for me, I started to not like Nina when she started bullying Willow with the whole Charlotte and Aiden thing. That's, actually, tell you the truth, that's what really kind of fueled me to sit there and do my first review. Was Nina acting the way that she was acting? Because I was like, in what bizarre universe are you basically okaying Charlotte to sit there and bully Aiden? Like I couldn't wrap my mind around that. And I was like, yo, this chick is just extremely delusional and just idiotic as hell. Because up until a point, Samuel says they're being careful how they are writing Trina and Chanel because they are main characters who are black and female, and they are trying their best to not write their stereotypes. Yeah. Shauna says Nina wasn't held accountable. Her and Sonny can step back to Nixon Falls. DC's in the chat now. DC says, I heard Nina's name and I was summoned. Yes. DC's in the chat. Let's say what's up to DC. Jay Blue says, and she wanted to be a parent. Yeah. Yeah, she wanted to be a parent. I guess she was just going to sit there and allow her child to sit there and bully another child because she was a quote unquote strong woman. Um, yeah. Yesterday was good. Yesterday was good. DC, I think you missed the part when I said that you kind of pulled something out your rear. We were sitting there talking about Willow and Nina yesterday. So that was fun. Now, Samuel says Katrina needs some black girl magic and beat Esme. I'm tired of her being the good girl, taking a high road. DC says, "Oh, I won that debate yesterday. I would just want to." DC, when you say things like that, it just reminds me just how much of a true Nina fan you are. I mean, DC. Samuel says, "Don't worry, DC. I stand beside you." Yep, birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. I mean, like I said, DC's my guy, but DC tends to um, root for very delusional characters. We'll just put it that way. Um, Now DC says once I brought up the Elizabeth agreeing for Esme to be held accountable, Albert was quiet. It was case. No, DC, I just sat there and I laughed because you pretty much kind of proved my point. You proved my point of whenever you have to. Here's the thing: whenever you have to defend a character by bringing up another character's actions, that's pretty much all that I need to know. Regardless, how do you feel about Ron's writing on days? I like the show so far. I do. So I guess he's doing a good job. Ron says Nicholas did something stupid by sleeping with a minor and now she's pregnant. Well, technically she's 18. So but I mean it was stupid in general. Yeah, when you have to sit there and bring up one character to defend another character, that doesn't mean that you won. It just means that you really couldn't prove the point of what we're talking about. Now Miss Skinner says Brooke is very delusional too, but she's not as dangerous and delusional as Nina. He says Olivia is doing the right thing. Ask me what I'd do if somebody hurt my baby the way Esme hurt Cam. DC says, but she But see, that's deflecting. That was using as a way to provide my point. It wasn't. It no, it was not. What point was that? You didn't answer the question. There is no to prove what point. He said he's not there doing it to prove a point, but he didn't prove a point because he didn't answer the question. That was the whole point of that little talk. That was the whole point of that little debate. Was Nina in the right for badgering a pregnant woman when she said no? This isn't. Oh well, what about what Elizabeth Smith did doing to Esme? What about what Elizabeth's doing to Esme? Where the hell did that come from? That's not what I asked you. Um, Sammy says Ryan needs to start making moves to do something. All this blanking is there's no movement when it comes to Ryan. Yeah, momentum. Um, Miss Skinner says prosecution side. Nikki says no justice, no peace. DC says I did admit that Nina had no. I did admit that Nina had no intentions of harm. Yeah, DC, I agree with you about that part. That wasn't the part that we were talking about. The part was Smith saying was she in the right or was she in the wrong? Why is that such a hard question to ask? Why is that such a hard question to answer? Nikki said, uh, Nikisha, I love you. You're amazing. Ron says, so how long will Liz and Nick keep Esme against her will? Jessica says, yeah, what does Liz have to do? That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said, Jessica. Yeah. Um, Willow has been badgering me for 3 years now. Yes, Nina was right. Willow has been badgering me for 3 years. So Willow was the one that was badgering. What? I gotta try to sit there and say this without getting a headache. Shauna says Brooke judging Taylor. Okay. Um, DC says Nina wasn't in the wrong since she had no intention to harm. She. Let's sit there and say this one more time because I swear to God. And now I'm just gonna move on because clearly I. Well, they probably use some sort of little eye drops thing. Um, Michael Armstrong says, I'm a Nina fan and I agree she should have read the room. Jesus Christ. Yes, Michael. Yes. I think most of the people in this chat is getting what I'm saying. She had no bad intentions. Okay. Great. She started out having no bad intentions. But how many times does somebody need to say no before somebody understands, you know what, maybe she doesn't want to sit there and come to Square Park to help Sasha with, whatever. Um, you're not ready. I mean, how many, DC, how many times does no actually means no before you understand that she's meant no? And on top of that, she's not there as a woman who is pregnant that said no. I don't understand why she didn't just get her little purse, and just walked out. Instead, she wants to sit there and argue with Willow. But somehow, in some people's eyes, Willow was the wrong one, right? Willow was the wrong person. Like she was in the wrong. That actually okay. Now Angelique says, yeah, Nina needed to see for herself and see Willow look sick. Nina's so wrong. Yeah, she was wrong. And I just don't understand. Sometimes I'm just like, I feel like people are just trolling me when they sit there and say things like that. Sammy says, Albert, we just don't like Willow. I mean, that's great, but I don't like Nina. That doesn't mean I don't sit there and stick up for her when I feel like that she's been wrong. Um, Now, Dolly says, I agree. I love how Ron has been introducing new characters, especially female characters on days. Jada, Wendy, Sloan have, yes, I agree with that. Jakara says, can't stand Willow and Nina was one. Can't stand Willow and Nina was the one who got her fired from her job as a teacher. Technically, Jakara, she didn't get her fired. Her Willow not being able to answer on the stand is what got her fired. But Nina didn't help. Nina was, yeah, no, I figured that, Sammy. I figured that. DC says, but arguing is not badgering. Badgering is, so why was she arguing? Definitely as persistent with arguing as citing reasons for someone. So which is it? I'm telling you, I'm giving you. That is hilarious. So we're splitting hairs now. Is this what it's come to now? We just gotta sit there and just dig and scratch for any little sort of meaning to like get whatever your point is across that Nina wasn't in the wrong. Ruth said, what topic are we talking about? I'm confused. I'm confused too, Ruth. Um, I'm confused too as how somebody doesn't sit there and watch a woman sit there and ask another woman, could you help Sasha with the decorations? No. Okay. Last time I checked, I thought that was supposed to be the end of the conversation, not no 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 no. And then somehow Willow is the person that's in the wrong. Willow was going to pass that out of the way. Nina just speeded up the process. Yeah, that's exactly what she did. Um, he said I'm going to because I don't want him to take another loss. That's DC, you're giving me a lot of Nina vibes right now. That's pretty much what you're doing. You're giving me a lot of Nina vibes. Michael says it's the old cliche of parents tension before parental parent. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. Now, Angelique just has a bunch of cat emojis. Ron says Kimberly Brown, who plays Sheila Carter, is an amazing actress and is here to stay. Yeah, no, she is. I mean, she's been doing it for a while. Now, Jessica says Nina has no purpose, and also just like she had no purpose sticking her nose in Willow and TJ's business. Exactly, she didn't. But she felt like she was doing it for Wiley's sake. Then, when she was wrong, guess what she did again, Jessica? She stuck her nose where it didn't belong when it came towards um, Carly and Brick. Once again, she felt like I don't even know what the hell she felt like doing or what her reasoning for that was. Yeah, Nikisha. But apparently, according to some people, she had no bad intentions. So, you know, her passing out was pretty much her fault, and Nina was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, DC says now no reason to stick her nose in Willow and T's business, or was she not a concerned grandparent looking out for her mother, for grandson? Okay, let me stop you guys. Yeah, gotta be careful, DC. Because see, now I know you're joking, but earlier those messages up there, I was like, bro, you are damn sure giving me Nina vibes. Um, Miss Kenneth says, I agree. They need a restraining order. Yeah, they need something against her, a muzzle or something. No, Jessica, he was joking about that. The other stuff, no, he was. I think he might have actually been dead serious. Or I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He was he was giving a lot of Nina vibes. I'll sit there and say that much. He was giving a lot of Nina vibes. Now Shauna says Nina think if she says she's sorry, it's okay. Yeah, exactly. As long as she says she's sorry, as long as she quote unquote repents, it's okay. DC says see Nina needs to hire me as her attorney. Scott Bourne can never. I don't know, DC. Right now, I feel like you're giving me Justin Kiriakis vibes right now. You know what Sloan said about Justin Kiriakis? that's true, Miss Skinner. That is 100% true. Now, Jakar says, "Do you think they're gonna put Johnny and Wendy together?" Yeah, they are. They are. Jakar, because I mean, at this point, who else is Wendy gonna go out with? Like seriously, who else is Wendy gonna go out with? I don't see really a lot of eligible bachelors around her age that she can go out with. So yeah. Now it's probably going to be a love triangle between Wendy and Chanel once Allie cheats on her, which is going to be hilarious, and I can't wait for that. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for Allie to screw up another relationship. Oof, I can't wait. Dolly says Nina was out here making TJ's life more spicy. I need her to start gossiping about me. DC says Nina did call Carly when she first. We really going back there? I mean, yeah, DC, and I get that Carly said what she said, but I'm like, Nina, you're a grown ass woman. Why don't you sit there and actually act somewhat close to your age and just tell Carly the truth? Shauna says Nina just lied about Willow and TJ having a affair. Then she told, yeah, Shauna, she doesn't know how to stick her. Um, you're right. Well, Miss Ken, I heard that in the profile. I heard that in the promos that she may do that with Alex, but then she say anything else. Nikki says Nikki said, "Isn't Carly kind of Nina's boss now since she owns so much Aurora stock? She should fire her." Nah, Nikki says that whole inside and trading thing. Mm-mm. Now, Sammy says when Willow needs a kidney, I hope Nina tells her she can drop dead before she gives her a kidney and keep walking. DC says, but it's facts though. Nina did tell Carly and Nixon. No, she did. She did. And then Carly said something, and Nina got butt hurt, and she decided to not do the right thing. Yeah, no, we're all there for that. We all remember that. Dolly says they can't fire Nina because she's good at her job, at her editor job. That's why Michael never fired her. That's true. That's true, Dolly. That's true. She is good at her job. See, I know how to give compliments when compliments are due. You know. And yeah, Carly should have told Nina about now. She should have did that and she didn't. That's on Carly. And now we're doing it again with Willow. That's on Carly. Um Nikisha is good. Nina's good at her job though. We only see her stuff. I mean the fact that she got but Nikisha, the fact that she got that job and she's still doing Crimson. Lisa says, see, the inside trading thing just proved Drew was the original plan love interest for Carly. It was clear Jason was a love triangle with Sunny. Mel says, I really think Mariah and Tess need an extra exciting story. Not, yeah, they do. Mel, I will 100% agree with you on that. They do, Mel. That's the reason why I'm not really a fan. I'm not a fan of Mariah and Tess because they don't do anything. They just show up, they get collect a paycheck, and then you have to try. Then you have people that will sit there and hire a plane to fly over the building to talk about representation matters. Like what? I'm gonna sit there and talk about that tomorrow in the beginning. Dolly says she's good at being editor, that she can do both. Get yourself at Nina, then do better. Go get yourself a Nina and then do better. Michael Armstrong says, I'm sick of people talking about Sonny grieving family when they had thrown him away. He's alive and they should be happy. He's around. Now DC says the character of Audrey is so dry. Hmm. Well, DC, you know how I feel about Audrey. Shauna says Nina do all this dirt and then goes in the lunch store. Nikki says, it makes me so nauseous to hear that y'all say nice stuff about Nina. I guess I'm just a Nina hater. I mean, Nikisha, I try to look at it this way. I may not like Nina, but I'll give her credit where credit is due. I'll do that, you know. Jay Blue says, remember, mommy again, why Ryan only. Oh, he has some sort of lockdown syndrome because Ava stabbed him in the back or whatever. So apparently he's faking like he still has that whole. He's locked inside of his body. He can only blink. He can't really move or feel anything. Well, we all know that he's faking it. Now, Samuel says, I want Carly and Ryan Lavery to go to jail. Samuel, too much. Johnson says, after Allie messes things up with Chanel, they should bring in Charlie's dad, Jimmy, and have. Yes. Johnson, that was a missed opportunity, but hopefully they do correct it, though. DC says, Albert doesn't think Audrey and YNR is dry because he thinks she's fine. That's her only saving. That is true. That is true. That is true. I will own DC. I will own that. I will own that. Okay. I feel like, and I still do feel like she's a creep. She's a stalker, and she's kind of being hella desperate. But if she did not take off that damn jacket, Jesus Christ, that woman has curves. Now Jessica says, "How did Ryan lose his hand again? Oh, he cut it off. The he cut it off to sit there and have people think that he was dead." Shona says, "Albert, what is the previews for tomorrow? Nina and Josh." I didn't actually see the previews for tomorrow's episode. I watched it on YouTube. I watched like the really messed up version on YouTube. So yeah, I didn't actually see it. Miss Skinner says Portia definitely gorgeous. Yeah, yeah, no, Shauna, I didn't get a chance to see it. I'm gonna try to watch it tonight. Yeah, Miss Skinner, she got it going on. Double C says I can't catch up with days, but what if Sloan had something to do with the murder of that person and put the blame on Chanel? That's an interesting theory. Simmons says, why do the Quartermains eat pizza on Thanksgiving? Can somebody explain that to me? I feel like it's. Oh yeah, Miss Skinner said it's their tradition. I think Samuel. What it really comes down to is they always try to have turkey, but something just constantly happens to make sure that they don't have turkey. Like it either gets burnt or the dog eats it or some crap. And that's just been a running joke for like way too long. And I don't even think it's funny at this point. Jay Blue says that's crazy how Ryan is what? Bruce says I love Willow, but I can't stand Maya and Michael. And yes, Nina did get little fire from her job. She's a witch. Willow's a princess. Well, Ruth, no, she didn't get her fired. She didn't get her fired when Willow didn't actually disclose the information. Um, in court, that's what got her fired. They're tired of vast traditions. Now, Samuel says, "I like Audrey. I'm over Allie. Thank, oh my gosh, she just there, and I need Noah to do something other than one." I love it. I love it, Sarah. I love it. Joshua's. Oh, what's good, Joshua? How you doing tonight? DC says all that money wasted on those turkeys. Run. DC, you know damn well that they got money for that. Mel says, I think Ali has a good thing with Trip, then Chanel, and he is sweet. Mel, I don't think that Ali deserves Trip. I feel that Trip can do better. I'm gonna be honest. I think that Trip could do better than Ali. I really do. Um, Simon says, okay, that's stupid. Just order the damn dinner. Yeah. He says, I wish the Quartermains would mix that boring ass song. I hate that song. It's not good. Now, Jay Blue says, Willow is an apprentice. She's a people pleaser. She doesn't like to rock the boat. Double C says, Audrey is fine, man. Double C says, Audrey is so fine, man. The things that, yeah, Double C, that girl got curves. Jesus Christ, that woman got curves. Like, holy. I'm not gonna lie, Double C. I should sit there and watch that scene again just for reasons, but when she took off that jacket, I was like, well, damn. I haven't had a jaw dropping moment for myself in a hot minute. Mel says Sloan is a snake and everyone knows it and was funny. Nicole called her a serpent. Yeah, Mel, but you know what? Nicole and her background, she really shouldn't be like, she really shouldn't be snitching judging anyway. Let's just put it that way. Johnson says, I don't think the Eric and Sloan will last long as a couple. What makes you think that, Jonathan? Yeah, Nikita. Yeah, he's a quarterback. I keep forgetting that. Now, Trevor said Trina isn't a princess either. She's also a people pleaser. Oh, Angelique, you are so right. I mean, it's research purposes. You know, I gotta make sure that I saw what I saw. You know, it was a long day, Angelique. So I gotta watch it again just to make sure I saw that. uh, Mo says Chanel should have chose Johnny than Ali. Yeah, I didn't even really care for that as far as that whole love triangle thing. I thought it was so stupid. Jay Blue says it's just the same. Says I feel like it's yeah, that's true. That's true, Jay Blue. DC says now see if Bobby was loving the way Nina looks, he wouldn't be against her. He clearly can't be objective. That's not true. That's that's not true. Hey, DC, I still been calling her a creep. She's just a creep with a body, but she's still a creep though. DC, I lost my senses for a little bit. Okay, I just lost my senses for a little bit. Thank you, Double C. Thank you. You know, I actually can't even see the lights. This is another reason why I don't like going on StreamYard. Thank you, Double C. Yes, thank you. If you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button. It really does help out. Now, Johnson said, given how deadly Sloan is to get revenge towards Chanel and Polina, she may end up doing. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Have a good night, Chikaris. Stay safe. I look forward to watching more of those reviews. You are killing it, so just keep up the good work. But I can see that, Jonathan. I can. Jay Blue says the writers are hoping that we forget about Austin. Is he hard? Yeah, that's a good question. That DC says, in fact, Albert, I request a. See, this is why DC's my guy. This is why DC's my guy. Like we can sit there and have debates or whatever, but DC's my guy at the end of the day, though. Mel says, I'm happy. Will I'm happy Will is coming home for Christmas to see Sunny and Marlena dying just good. Yeah, but here's the thing. No, they're not gonna keep Marlena, Kate, and Kayla dead. They've been on the show for like what centuries or whatever. They're not going nowhere. I think that's the part that's so underwhelming is that that they're not going to kill them off. Now, Shauna says Sunny packing, poking at Ryan today. Yeah, that's true. It is like 10:04 in New York time, and I do have to sit there and wake up early in the morning. The only thing I actually do like about actually no, I really don't. No, I don't really like it's true, Nikisha. They've been on there for a while. Yeah, but do you see, even if they bring him back months later, it's still gonna bring him back. I mean, Nikisha, they've been they've been on there for a while. It's like quick says I gotta do some research today. Yeah, I did some research last night out and actually woke up early today. I was surprised. I usually sleep like a lot. Like, oof. I can't even afford to do any research tonight. That's the sad part. Because I do got to wake up like super early in the morning, and whenever I do research, it's just not going to wind up happening. But with that being said, I do got to wake up early in the morning, so I'm probably going to sit there in the stream tonight. But I do want to sit there and thank everyone for joining. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. I'm so glad that people came in to join the stream. uh, Angelique, I love you. You're awesome. Have a good night, Nikisha. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, DC. Thank you for joining. It was great chopping it up with you like usual. Samuel, Otherworldly, and some other people. Jonathan, thank you for joining. The death won't even last an episode. Yeah, they're going to bring it back. Spidey Quake says, one time, Team DC, hashtag Nina. Have a good night, Angelique. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Jonathan. It was amazing seeing you as always. Same thing with you, Samuel. DC, Spider Quake, it was fun. Nikisha, it was really great talking to you. Um, we're gonna do this tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific. No, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you, Hippie. Thank you. Thank you. It's all good, Hippie. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I know it's a little bit different because I know you're in Missouri, so I gotta sit there and if I remember, I'll sit there and try to time it where I can sit there and factor in your timing. But have a good night, Michael Armstrong. It was really great seeing you. Yes, Spider Quick. Thank you. Yes. So yeah, it'll be 7 o'clock for you, Hippie. I'll try to put that in the next community tab. Have a good night, Mel. Thank you for just being awesome. Have a good night, Janet. Stay safe. DC says you got a 200 subscribers since you hit a grand. Thank you. Yeah, no, it is just amazing in general. Like I'm always blown away. So thank you for saying that, DC. Have a good night, Miss Skinner. Stay safe. It's all good, hippie. It's always great to sit there and see you. I hope I get to see you tomorrow. Um, 7 p.m. So it'll be 7 p.m. for you. Thank you, Spider Quake. Thank you. Unless you're talking to hippie. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining. It was really great talking to everyone. This was amazing. This was a lot of fun. This is literally the best part of my day. So thank you for just making this just an amazing stream. And I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Okay, so Johnson says 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna get those down. Thank you, Jonathan. You are a rock star. It's gonna be good, Shauna. I mean, he's a lawyer, so I'm not really too worried. Have a good night, Janet. Thank you for joining. I know how you get really busy and stuff like that, so it's always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see everyone. I love everyone. Just stay safe. Thank you, Shauna. Have a good night, and I will see everyone in the next stream.